Hello, today we're going to look at the remainder theorem. And the remainder theorem says that when we plug in a value for a variable, so in this case when we plug in the 5 for a, the number that it spits out is actually the y value that corresponds with the x value, or in this case the a value 5 on that graph. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start by plugging in the 5, and I've already set up our shell for us. So I'm trying to find f of 5, which means everywhere that I see an a, instead I'm going to write a 5 there. So each of those 4 spots. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to solve using my PEMDAS. And it's really common for students to want to multiply first, but remember that you always have to do your exponents before you do your multiplication. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of my exponents. So on this one, 5 to the 4th power is 625. 5 squared is 5 cubed is 125. And 5 squared is 25. And then I'm going to, of course, go back and fill in the rest of my equation for myself there. So a -2, and then there was my 5 to the 4th, +8, there's my 5 cubed, +12, my 5 squared, and then I still have the rest of my equation here. So I've taken care of my exponents. My next step is to take care of multiplication. So I have lots of multiplication going on here, 4 different ones I have to multiply. So -2 times 625 is -1250. 8 and 125 is 1,000. 12 and 25 is 300. -14 and 5 is -70, plus the 8 constant at the end. And then, of course, I can add all these together, and you can grab a calculator if you want to add those, and that's going to give me -12. And so what I can see here is that when I plug in the number 5, it spits out the number 12. So if I was looking at a graph, I could actually find that point on my graph, and that point would be located at the a value, or in this case, a is x, so that would be in the x spot. So the x value, or here the a value 5, would correspond with our y value that we just calculated, which was -12 there. So -12 for our y value. And we could actually find that point on our graph and look at it. So one more time, the remainder theorem says when I plug in a number for x, or in this case a, the number that it spits out is going to be the corresponding y value for that point.